okay, of logarithms. Okay, so properties of logarithms. Okay, so we have one of them, which is the product rule. Product rule, and in the product rule we are multiplying. Okay, so it means that if I have a log, it's a base A of m times n, that is multiplying. When you expand it, it's going to be log base A of m plus log base A of n. So on this one, multiplication is going to be denoted by a plus. The next one is the quotient rule. In the quotient rule, quotient being division. So this one will have log base A m divided by n. So if in multiplication it was a plus, in the quotient it's going to be a minus, just the opposite of that one. Okay. The third and the last one is known as the power rule. And in the power rule is known as the exponent. This is the one with the exponent. On this one, we multiply. So on this one, I'm going to have log base A of m to the n. So on this one, anytime you have a power, you're going to multiply times a log. So in other words, the power always goes in front on the left side of the log. So in this case, it will be n times log base A of m. These are the three properties for the logs. Now, the first thing that we're going to apply is to expand it. So we're going to expand each logarithm. When we expand each logarithm, we look at the problem they give us. For example, number 1, I'm going to start with this one. Log base 6 3a squared y fifth. When we expand them, we look at how many parts there are. So in this particular one, I have 1, 2, 3 parts. The number and the letter are considered as a part independently. So when you expand it, then since there are 3 parts, then there's going to be 3 logs. So 1, 2, 3. So that's the first thing that I look at, how many parts there are. Second one, so when I write it, I'm going to put number 1, number of parts. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Second one, what kind of operation exists? By that, I mean, if you look at this one, I have times, even though you don't see it, it is a times, and it also has a power. So now I take what I know here and go and use the properties to see it. So the first one has only 3, so the 3 goes here. Times means plus, so we put a plus. I have A goes here, but the power goes in front of the log, so to the left of the log. So here the power is 2, so I'm going to put a 2. Again, it's times, we put a plus. I have another power, it goes in front of the log, and the y goes here. That is the answer for the first one, expand. So now we're going to do another one. This one says log base 5 a divided by b to the 4th, but it is squared. On this one, I have 2 parts, but I need to share. This number out here, which is exponent, means that it's 2 times each one of these. So I'm going to multiply each one. So I get a squared b to the 8. So notice that I have 2 parts. So when I expand it, I have 2 logs. And remember that we go back and look at number of parts, what kind of operation exists. Well, there are 2 logs because there's 2 parts. And notice that the operation is division. So if I go back here, division means minus. So we're going to subtract. So look at the first one. I have a power. The power is going front, and the letter variable goes right there. I have another power. It goes in front, and the variable right here. This is expand. We're going to do one more expansion.
So that's the answer.
And so this is my answer right here. So I'm going to box it in as being expand. The same for this one. That is my answer. So the third one that we're going to do deals with a square root. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and look at this. Log base 2 5 times the square root of x divided by y cubed. Okay? Before we do this problem, keep in mind that a square root means that it is whatever variable's inside, it's going to be x to the 1/2 power root. This is your power, and this is the root. So here I have 1/2. So if I have here a cube of x, then this will be x to the 1/3 power root. The only thing that changes is the root here. If it doesn't have it, it's understood to be a square. So if I look at this problem, the first thing I look is how many parts I have. I have 1, 2, 3 parts. So because I'm expanding them, I'm going to have 3 logs. 1, 2, 3 logs. 1, 2, 3. So now I look at each one. So look at the top part, my numerator. I have a 5 and only a 5. So I write it right here. 5. In between this, there's no sign, so that's a times. So remember, what kind of operation exists is the second step. Times means plus, so we're going to put a plus. Square root means that it's a fraction, a power. So then this right here means it's x to the 1/2. Oops, sorry. X to the 1/2. So that if it's a power, it goes in front, x right here. Division means minus. Again, I have a power. It goes in front of the log, and then y. So here's the answer for this problem. So right now, we looked at 3 different kinds of expansions. So this will give you some assistance on how to solve those. Okay. So now